Good afternoon, everyone. We are glad that you were able to take time off of your precious schedule to join us this afternoon for what I would like to call interesting, exciting, crazy kind of emotional discussion that we're going to have about among four intellects. Actually, three intellects and one brilliant dynamo that is going to be managing us this afternoon. And the reason why we are doing this at RK University, we are traveling the world with Talents of Endearment to explore the endeavors of endearment and how actually higher education is helping students to create the opportunities of the future that they dream of. And the reason why we're doing this because we care about the outcome. We all went to schools. You are going to school. You are finishing school with a dream. Now, how likely is that dream is going to happen, and how far you're going to be able to take it? What are the challenges and the difficulties? So we're trying to address these heads on and talk about the innovation that we have developed at Talents of Endearment in order how to really future-proof your career. Make sure you put it on the track that you choose, the track that you want, not the track that everybody's telling you, because at the end, you are the decision maker. Whatever happens to you tomorrow is based on your own decisions. People's advices is something that you can take or you refuse, but how to really pick and choose the people that are right for you, the people that are giving you the right advice for you, is a tough decision. It's tough choices. But there has to be a platform somehow, somewhere, that will help you to decide what is right and what is not. And this is importantly true in real when we head on with the start of this career journey. I want to thank RK University in Gujarat, India. We heard a lot of good stories of innovations, creativity that we would like to explore more out today and see how we really can take everybody to the speed that they wish to go forward for. And without the due delay, I would like to hand this floor to my colleague, Mr. Gautam Singh Gupta, our moderator, so he can actually begin this enjoyable afternoon. And Gautam, the fun is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Abid. That was quite an introduction. We are all very pleased to be here at RK University today. I understand it's the first private university in Gujarat. And even more than that, it's considered among the top 100 private universities in India. And knowing how many universities and colleges India has, that is no mean achievement. We have, you all know that the title of the discussion that we're going to have today is Endearment Innovation. Before we start, let's just like to give you a short introduction on the three panelists that we have. But before that, let me introduce myself very briefly. My name is Gautam Singh Gupta. My corporate career has been in India with the Tatas and the Taj Group for 17 years, subsequent to which for about 20 years, I've been based in Dubai as an entrepreneur with interests in research and consulting and in skills education, which I operate in India. Our three panelists, I'm delighted to introduce Dr. Amit Lathigara, who of course needs actually no introduction to the students and faculty of RK University here today with us. He is the Dean of the Faculty of Technology and Director of the College of Engineering. And I was very interested when I went through the website of RK University to see that you have a program in agricultural engineering, which I think is going to become more and more important as time goes on. The second panelist is the gentleman you heard a little while ago, Dr. Abid Baidas. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Identity Branding Forum, which is a company based in the Middle East and which is the creator of the Talents of Endearment program, which you are going to hear of in the course of the webinar today. Our third panelist is Dr. Christopher Abraham. He is the Chief Executive Officer and Campus Head of the Dubai campus of SP Jain School of Global Management. And a number of you will be aware that SP Jain School of Global Management has 3 other campuses worldwide in Singapore, Mumbai, and Sydney. But dare I say that Dr. Christopher Abraham probably enjoys his time so much in Dubai that he wouldn't consider giving it up to go to the other campuses at all. To turn to my first question, I'd like to address Dr. Amit Lathigara. As Dean of the Faculty of Technology here at the RK University in Gujarat, one of your predominant challenges must be the placement of your graduating students. Have you been seeing challenges in placement in the past few years? What has been the nature of these challenges if you have been facing challenges? And what are the changes that you have actually incorporated in your curriculum in order to address these challenges in the placement of your students? I hand over to Dr. Amit Lathigara.
Dr. Amit, the floor is yours.
Thank you, sir, for giving me control. As you rightly mentioned, placement. Whenever any student entering in engineering field, whenever any student is taking admission in engineering institute, this is the first question which I am hearing from student as well as from their parent. Sir, how is the placement of your institute? At the end of 4th year, will my branch remains in demand? What kind of job I will get? Is your college definitely provides me placement? These are just glimpses of conversation what we are having with the students when they are graduating. Let me share one fact. Whenever students are graduating, let me give you an example. 2020 pass out students, when they entered in the field of engineering in 2016, they might not aware about the emerging technologies like in 2020. They need to be a prominent in the field of say blockchain technology or artificial intelligence or robotics. What I mean to say is challenges is how to keep ourselves ready for the future. This is what one challenge which I am addressing right now. To answer about how to overcome this challenge, one statement I want to recall here, that is a lifelong learner. We need to make our students a lifelong learner because every day, if we keep ourselves updated about the new upcoming technologies and things in the market, then definitely we can make ourselves ready for the futuristic demand. As you rightly mentioned about curriculum, in our curriculum, we are having the right mixing of technical skills and soft skills. It is not the fact that we need to direct all our forces towards just and just technical skills. We want to make sure that they are getting appropriate soft skills as well, because actually it is the need of today's era. So what we did in our curriculum, we have mixed up the subjects related to soft skills and technical skills. Through our dedicated placement cell, they are providing all kind of support to our students right from the beginning. And as far as technical skills are concerned, we are focusing more on practicals. We all are aware about the Chinese proverb that I read and I forget. I see and I remember. But I do and I understand. If I do things from my side, then definitely I will not forget it till end of life. So by considering this, we are focusing more on practicals. We are giving equal weightage to internal assessment as well as external assessment, and we are giving more weightage to practical skills as compared to theory skills. In this way, we are making our students ready. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Latigara. That was a comprehensive reply. It's obviously based on an experience set that you've had over a number of years now. I was delighted to hear you use terms such as lifelong learner, the greater need for practical skills, etc. And with the background of what you've just said, as is prevalent at RK University, I'm going to turn to Dr. Abid Baidas. And Abid, I would ask you, what gaps do you see in the higher education ecosphere? How do you see it today? Dr. Amit Latigara talked about lifelong learning. I am now thinking of talents of endearment. Does your talents of endearment program teach the skills that will help at least to try and close the gap between what is being taught in higher education institutions and what industry actually needs, as was enunciated to a large degree by Dr. Latigara? Dr. Baidas, please.
Okay, now the fun starts. Let me share my presentation. You asked me the question, the context. The school that I went through, we all went through, and most of our students going through are almost copy and paste of each other. First of all, I'm proud that I'm talking to students, because whenever I talk to students, actually, I see my future hope. And that what actually enriched my life, because I know every time I'm talking to them, I'm talking to my future, humanity's future. And for them to take time to be with us today is an honor. Higher education today, okay, and it has been, helps students to develop skills to show the ability that they are able to do something. And based on what was or what is. What is missing is how to show students, or how to enable students to show the world exceptional abilities, that they are not only of being able to do some things, but to show exceptional ability with vision, how they can actually transfer today to tomorrow with a great success and impact on communities that has an impact on their career and growth. I'd like to share this video for a start, and then we will carry on that discussion, if I may.
I'm here to talk about success. The first rule of success is to have a vision. You see, if you don't have a vision of where you go, if you don't have a goal where you go, you drift around and you never end up anywhere. I mean, as you know, I was born in 1947 in Austria after the Second World War. So I was very fortunate that I stumbled on my vision. And I didn't really like Austria when I grew up. I couldn't wait to get out of there. I couldn't see myself becoming a farmer or a worker in a factory or anything like that. Even though my parents wanted me to stay there and have a normal life. But that was their vision, not mine. My vision was totally different. I felt that I was born for something special, for something unique, for something big. Then one day I went to school. I remember I was 11 years old, and they showed a documentary about America. There they showed this documentary, the huge skyscrapers, the high-rises, the huge bridges, the 6-lane freeways, and all of this stuff. I said to myself, that's where I want to be. I don't want to be around here with these little farmhouses and these little buildings. I want to be in America. One day after school, I walked by a store in Graz. So I went inside and I looked around, and then I saw a magazine. I saw a bodybuilding magazine that had Reg Park on the cover. Reg Park was then a 3-time Mr. Universe. And I saw him on the big screen as Hercules. I read that and I said to myself, wow, this is the blueprint for my life. This is exactly what I want to do. I want to become a bodybuilding champion just like Reg Park. I want to get into movies just like Reg Park. And I want to make millions of dollars and be rich and famous just like Reg Park. Do you know how great it felt that I knew where I was going? Imagine the majority of people don't know where they're going. I knew where I was going. That I'm going to become this bodybuilding champion just like him. So it was just a question of how do you do it? I was so relieved because when you have a goal, when you have a vision, everything becomes easy. So people always ask me when they saw me in the gym in the pumping iron days, they said, why is it that you're working out so hard? 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, and you have always a smile on your face. And I told people all the time, I said, because to me, I'm shooting for a goal. In front of me is the Mr. Universe title. So every rep that I do gets me closer to accomplishing that goal, to make this goal, this vision turn into reality. Every single set that I do, every repetition, every weight that I lift will get me a step closer to turn this goal into reality. So I couldn't wait to do another 500-pound squat. I couldn't wait to do another 500-pound bench press. I couldn't wait to do another 2,000 reps of sit-ups. I couldn't wait for the next exercise. At the age of 20, I went to London and I won the Mr. Universe contest as the youngest Mr. Universe ever. And it was because I had a goal. So let me tell you something, visualizing your goal and going after it makes it fun. You've got to have a purpose no matter what you do in life. You've got to have a purpose.
And my dream basically is to, here a second. My dream is to help you become the next Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I couldn't be one, but that's my purpose. And for every single one of us, it all starts with a dream that I want to be all I can be, it driven my passion, it driven but what my inner strengths, the powers that I really want to serve the world, do a lot of good things to change the things around me, to change the things for the people that I care about the most. And I want to care about, I want to be a leader, I want to be a hero, I want to be a big achiever. I want to be different than the rest of the world around me. How can I show that I am an accomplished person? I want to be a game changer. That is what it is all about. How you can change, how you can be a game changer and make that to be your future. Gentlemen, please mute your mic so it does not interfere with the presentation. I'm talking about to the speakers. So and that's basically should be your focus. How can I be a game changer? Think for a minute. If you are studying or doing something that potentially, possibly, likely, less likely, more likely, that could be replaced tomorrow, then think how you can reverse that to make it not happen, to make it impossible for you to be, for anybody to replace you. And how could that be without be the part of life? And that makes you different. That makes up your identity. So now your future is to become a game changer, and your career path is how to become one. That becomes a clear vision. For Arnold Schwarzenegger, he wants to become Mr. Universe, but he saw that the path, the opportunity for him to become what he wants to be, to become all the things that he wants to be. Think for a minute as a student, career person, what would be the opportunity that I need to create for myself to be all that I can be? And that this may help you decide your targeted audience, who's going to care about you, and that will define the why, your purpose for the things that you're going to be doing. Now, what we always say, good brands makes people feel good about you, for the services, for the products, things that you can do for them. Great brands makes people feel great about themselves. That's the impacts, what you really need to think about. Not how good of a service or a product you're going to be able to build, design, and grow. What you really need to focus on is how I can help people make their dreams come true. Just like we are doing today, how you going to show them you are passionate about what they care about. That's what your career should be. That's your career path to the future that should be. How to really change people's lives. That would make you different. Future isn't based on what it did happen or what is happening, like I said in the earlier part of this conversation, but based on what should happen next. You see, they keep talking about continuing education for you to stay connected to what is happening now. What we are talking about in Talents of Endearment is showing you what should happen next, what the best thing that should happen next for you to start becoming relevant, how to do it right. That's how you become a game changer, not just for you, for your people that you care about, but for the whole industry, for the whole market. That everybody now would want to be connected with you. That's how you start looking at becoming a hero, a big achiever. People aspirations equal opportunities. Think of this. Can you count the number of people in this picture? Now, equally, you are counting the number of opportunities out there for you, whether 1, 2, or 1 million, but they are out there. They are not. You are not limited to what you are seeing. Let go, and the only way you're going to let go is when you start looking at your future through people's eyes. What they really care about, what they really want, what is the most that they can feel for. That becomes your passion. So your passion now is to meet people's aspiration, help people, your passion for people's needs and wants, your passion for people's happiness and cries. Your passion is for helping people to rise, helping the helpless become strong, helping the orphans, for example, become productive, helping the whole world. Put that your ambition. Let go. Because remember, your future is only as limited as your imagination. If you limit your future to your imagination or what you hear about around in your surroundings, then you are limited. Stop listening. Everybody you're going to be hearing a lot of people in your ways that is going to stop you, slow you down. Don't. And the only way you can keep them away is when your passion, your future is fixated on people's aspiration, what they care about. And that think about how to create, that becomes your relevant opportunity. That becomes everything that you really need to care about. That becomes your purpose. That becomes what's driving you, how to create it. For example, and I want to share this video because it helps to show a little bit in terms of, no, that's not going to work. All right, let's talk about the direct and the indirect opportunities. And I apologize for that video is not playing here right now. It's not uploaded on the system. But direct opportunity, for example, Standard Chartered Bank. We all know what Standard Chartered do. They're a bank. They take your money, lend people money, give you credit cards, finance. That's all what they do. But years ago, they went into villages that they used to close by 5 o'clock at night because they have no electricity. So the potentials of more deposits coming to the bank were less going to stay that way. So they thought, why don't we do something good for the community that is going to help our business? So what they did, they started bringing electricity to those villages. When they brought electricity to those villages, what happened? A miracle. Those businesses that used to close at 5 o'clock in the evening, now they are open until 12 or 24 hours a day. They are the longer they are open, more sales, more money, more deposits to the bank. And the banks created a loyalty between them and the communities because, hey, you've helped to bring electricity to our hometown. And thank you, Mr. Customers. Now we've got more deposits of yours into your bank accounts. That's a direct and indirect opportunities. And there is an abundance of stories we will be sharing we share with the students when they go through the journey of talents of endearment, because it is about not what it is happening today or connected how good of an engineer or a good of an educator, but what indirectly you can create for opportunities for your business to grow. How to create social impact that has an impact on your business. How to create a social impact that has an impact on your career. That's the value. Don't just focus on what was or what is. Focus on what is the best thing to do next. And you will find your success in what will people help. You will help your people. Think electricity that was abroad has nothing to do with the bank, but it has all to do with the bank business. It impacted the bank. That's what they cannot like them. So what we are talking about here, how do you find the opportunities? Now think, what is the most that you hate the most and wishes to change or do something about? That's an opportunity. Now think more. Now ask everybody close to you. We always say, ask the right question. Now explore the things. Ask everybody around you for all the things that they hate the most or they would wish to change about. Now you have a multiplier of opportunities. Remember that pictures of groups of people, crowd of people? Imagine if now you're asking the right questions to those people to figure out. That's what we had to look for in Talents of Endearment, how to start connecting students to people, engage with them to understand what's their aspiration is really about. To create a multiplier of opportunities, infinite opportunities, non-stop. That's what you like. And now, once you've known, now you have the opportunity to become an achiever, because you exactly know, like Arnold Schwarzenegger did, you will know exactly what you really want to do. Now you have all the relevant data that becomes relevant to your career. That becomes relevant to your success. That becomes relevant to what's going to make your life change and becoming everybody's hero, including businesses that could potentially be your competition, but they wouldn't want to. And I will show you in a minute why. And that will help you decide who you want to collaborate with, who's going to give you the right advice or not. Now it's clear. That's what we do in Talents of Endearment, is help students to understand what they really want to do. And that becomes easy for them to choose who they want to choose. Where is my source of ideas? Where's my fresh new perspective? Who's going to help me? Who is going to be honest with me? But no matter, it's not enough for somebody to be a good person and an honest person. It is what is required here is to have somebody that is honest, but whatever advice is going to be the right one for you, isn't the one that is going to limit you back. Remember, whenever you see somebody trying to hold you back, change them. Don't have a second thought whether it's right or not. Don't debate it, because stop listening to the noise out there and start listening to the voice inside of you. That's who is going to make the difference. And that's who is going to suffer the consequences or enjoy the consequences. That's what you really need to keep in mind. And what we help you to do is have 7 things to put together. Now we'll show you how to discover people's aspiration. That becomes your passion. That becomes a drive for your purpose, relevant to your future opportunities, achievements, and collaboration. 7 things that you really need to keep fixated on for you to enjoy life, to enjoy what it takes for you in there. If anybody has a problem with the sound, please refresh your page. Okay, speakers, are you able to hear me?
Yes, absolutely well.
Okay, sorry. All right, if anybody doesn't have a sound, please refresh your page because it's on your side. Now, also, before I forget, there is a questions and answer tab and there is a chat. Any questions you might have for any of us as we go on, please write it in the questions so we are able to address them at the end of this conversation. So what we do at Talents of Endearment is create a journey. Create a journey for you to achieve, to become an exceptional achiever, and to become the possible for the impossible. I don't listen to what people tells me. We help you to put everything in context of your future within those 7 steps journey. That's the stops that we help people to create becomes relevant to a meaningful career. Because otherwise, most of us leaves college today. I hear about high unemployment, rising problems, economic disarray, chaos all over the world. But that's all noise. Because what you hear may not necessarily affecting you or could necessarily affect you. So what you really need to do is whatever you hear, put it through what we call a microscope and to test it, to check if it aligns with what it affects you or if it affects them. Because 99% of what we hear out today, honestly, has nothing to do with us. It has to do with people, problems that are entirely different than yours. Their business is different than yours. Their environment, their conditions is differently than yours. So what you really need to focus on is how to really start choosing what, and that's what we train you in through the Talents of Endearment programs. Now, in college, we learn the professional skills, how we are able to do something. It's good to have that piece of paper, the degree, the titles that you have before your name or after your name, because it shows the world that you have some ability to do something. What is not showing here how exceptional you are compared to others. What Talents of Endearment helps you with, I've described here earlier on as we go on through this organization, is how to show you how you are different. Your exceptional abilities to bring out your hidden potentials, your powers, your strength, that you want to outcry it, but you are unable to. Now we are giving you the platform. We created the platform for you to say all you want to say. Run your crazy ideas. But if it sounds crazy, bring it home, because this is what we are looking for. This is what the world is looking for. Steve Jobs said, and Dr. Christopher will correct me, only crazy people will change the world. They are accused of being crazy, but they are the ones who ends up changing the world. So what you really need to do is think. Don't let any ideas escape you. Don't let anything, because you never know. What side seems silly, crazy, is the one that is going to make it or break it for you. And here I want to have another quick video of our good friend Arnold again.
74% hate their job in America. Now, there's not much different when you come to Europe. The majority of people don't like what they're doing because they're really not doing it because they didn't have a goal and they followed this goal. They just aimlessly drift around, and all of a sudden there's a job opening, so they get the job because you have to work. But then when you work, it's a chore. It's work. It's not fun. So if you think about only a quarter of the people really enjoy what they're doing in life, that is unbelievable if you think about it. So I felt so blessed that I knew what I was doing. It's like a medical student that studies and knows he wants to become a doctor. You know where to go. And the same thing is also in politics. I remember that in politics, I had a very clear vision that I would be the leader of California. This is as far as I could go because I was not born in America, so I could not run for president. So being the governor of the fifth largest state, I should say the largest state, the fifth largest economy in the world, was for me really the ultimate title, the ultimate accomplishment in politics. So even though people came up to me and said, why don't you go and run for something smaller, you're never going to make it. I ran for governor, and 2 months later I became governor of the state of California. Again, because I had a very clear vision what I'm going to do with California. So that's rule number one, have a vision. Rule number two is don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the naysayers. Everything I ever did, the thing that I heard out of people's mouth was, that's impossible. That can't be done. Or no. That is exactly what I heard. Of course, I proved to the people that it can't be done. So whenever someone said to me, it can't be done, I heard, it can be done. When they said no, I heard yes. And when they said it's impossible, I heard it is possible. I'm a strong believer of what Nelson Mandela said, that everything is always impossible until someone does it. Well, I'm going to be the one that said to myself, I'm going to do it and I'm going to show you to them. Maybe it's never been done before. That's perfectly fine with me. But I'm going to do it. And I did not listen to the naysayers.
And that's exactly what we are saying, is don't let people affect your decision. So think, now you are, what you are you're set on to do is exactly your purpose. That becomes your purpose in life. How you're going to be the hero, how you're going to be the leader, how you're going to be the big achiever, and how you're going to have that watermelon farm. Okay, now I want to use an example. You went to college, agriculture. Now you know how to plant watermelon. Okay, that becomes your professional skills. Now, you could sell watermelon just for whoever wants to make it happen, but you can also do something else, create a purpose for your watermelon. I want to help my poor village become a famous village where all people of the world wants to come to it. They want to enjoy it. They want to enjoy my town, because why my watermelon farm is going to help to bring people come to town to fulfill their aspirations. Let's look at people's aspirations that I could help through my watermelon farms. Have a great jobs, lose weight, live healthy, find a cure for arthritis or back pains, have fun and be happy, learn world cultures. And this is how I can do it. I can show the world that my watermelons actually could help cure their symptoms of back pain, arthritis or back pains. Great. Now I have a group of people of the who cares. These are some of the people. Who else? People wants to lose weight. My watermelon will help you to lose weight. I haven't been able to do it myself, but I'm working on it. But watermelon will help you lose weight. And that's what people start coming into you, creating opportunities for clinic, weight loss clinic, dietitians in your town to start really looking how to prosper, because I've got a whole bunch of people coming for my weight loss watermelons. What else? I can help you live looking healthy. Now I've got opportunities for a nutritionist, because my watermelon farms now are creating opportunities for nutritionists and for people who wants to become to live and have that healthy look. I'm creating opportunities also for everybody that wants to have a great time to come to my watermelon farm, my town of my watermelon farm. And what else? I want to have crazy time. I can show them you can have a crazy time and insane. I can help you go crazy and let yourself go with my watermelons. And I can show you great ideas, how to really be inspirational by enjoying your crazy thoughts. What else I can help you do? I can help create a festive town with my watermelon. Now I'm creating a change and impacting everybody that wants to be different, and I want to have a great time. Else, I want to have a watermelon museum where the whole world will start coming to learn about the history of watermelons, the whole world cultures, educators. Now I started building, echoing images of great images of my poor town, that people wants to start coming to that poor village that is no longer possible because of my watermelon farm. But I want to have a watermelon gourmet restaurant. Crazy ideas. People would love to have that. What else? Create a watermelon lodge where everything looks and smells like a watermelon. Imagine that. In my town that was undiscovered, all of a sudden, I became the game changer. We help students through the talents of endearments how to learn to give for them to grow. And then we help them to think how to create that balance, a purpose, the purpose to learn, what will their purpose be, define it, and what else, plus the market expectations, plus people aspirations for them to grow. That's the balance we really need to start thinking about. That's the relevancy that you really need to start focusing to create that long-term perspective. And with this video, I close my last remark.
Thank you, Dr. Abid Baidas.
Hold on a second.
It's all about the hard work that you put in. I said in bodybuilding, I worked out 5-6 hours a day. I'm going to do the same thing now for acting. And of course, I went to college to study English. I studied the accent removal, acting classes, and all of this stuff all day long. I worked and I worked and I worked. And within a short period of time, I made one movie called Hercules in New York, which of course went right into the toilet. But it didn't discourage me. I still had the same vision. And then all of a sudden, I did Streets of San Francisco. I did Stay Hungry and Pumping On, and The Villain. And then all of a sudden, I was asked by Dino De Laurentiis, the Universal Studio, to star in Conan the Barbarian. And after I did Conan the Barbarian, the director at the press conference said to the press, the director was John Milius. He said to the press, if we wouldn't have had Arnold, we would have had to build one. So think about that. The very body that they said can never be sold because the time is wrong. A few years later, I'm doing Conan the Barbarian, and it was the #1 hit at the box office when it came out in the summer of '82. Think about that, and the director says, if we wouldn't have had his body, we would have had to build one. So all of a sudden, my body became an asset, not a liability. And the same thing was with Terminator. After we finished filming Terminator, Jim Cameron said to the press, if Arnold wouldn't have had that accent and talked like a machine, I think the movie wouldn't have worked. So think about that. The body and the accent that they attacked was an asset. But I didn't listen to those losers. I didn't listen to them at all. This is just the reality of it, is that you cannot listen to the naysayers. So this is a very important lesson for all of you. So when someone says, no, this is a stupid idea, you in your mind, you don't have to say it, but in your mind just say this is you asshole. What do you know?
So what we do with Talents of Endearment, we created a platform that provides a lifetime support for students to stay connected to their belief so they could never be swayed away from it, to stay in touch. With here, I stop. Thank you, Gautam. I'll give the floor back to you.
Thank you, Abid. That was so interesting. My apologies for interrupting in the middle. I thought you had completed,
That's okay.
Right. Thank you. That was very, very informative. May I ask Dr. Christopher, Dr.
Your
Abraham?
video, Kutam, please.
I'm so sorry. If I may turn to Dr. Abraham now. Dr. Abraham, when we graduated college in India in the 70s and the early 80s, etc., we would see companies coming to campus for placement. And many from our times were fortunate to have 2, 3, 4 jobs in hand before the placement season was over. And be that as it may, small job, big job, local job, MNC job, it was all jobs. Nobody spoke of entrepreneurship. But I see a huge change, particularly in Indian universities. And I'm sure RK University is in line with that trend. A growing fondness for graduates to go into entrepreneurial careers rather than to go into work with a corporate. So, do entrepreneurs who graduate from colleges, to your mind, do they need an additional set of skills vis-a-vis those seeking jobs? And do you think that a program like the Talents of Endearment empowers them for that? Dr. Abraham?
Sure, thank you.
The floor is yours, Dr. Abraham.
Hello?
Yeah, the floor is yours.
Sure, thank you.
Make sure you click the video. Okay, perfect.
Video's on?
It's coming. Okay, perfect.
Right. Okay, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much for having me here. A very important, significant question. But before I get on to answer the question, I want to put a context. I'm going to introduce you to 2 or 3 people who I believe have personally inspired me. The most recent one is an Indian who, of course, lives in the US. She's just 15 years old. Her name is Gitanjali Rao, and she has been voted as the Time Kid of the Year. She still goes to school, and Gitanjali is an inventor, innovator, entrepreneur, and she is into digital transformation of a very different kind. From helping kids work on cyberbullying to looking at various other challenges that youngsters go through, today she is a rock star when it comes to revolutionizing digital transformation. And she's just 15 years old. My second person who I want to put over to our youngsters who are listening to me is an 8-year-old kid called Ryan, R-Y-A-N. Now, all Ryan does, like other 8-year-old children, is to play with toys. But the difference between Ryan and the rest of the world is that Ryan in 2020, the year of the pandemic, made $26 million. I repeat, he made $26 million. In fact, Ryan is the highest grossing YouTube millionaire for the last few years, including 2020. And he's 8 years old. And he does what he loves to do, which is playing with toys. My third story is about a guy called Alex Tew, T-E-W. You may not have heard about Alex. Alex, like a lot of you, was a university student. In fact, he was just getting into university. He got an admission into the University of Nottingham and then realized he didn't have the money. And like a lot of us in India, he wanted to take a loan. But then when he did the calculation, he found that he was not able to look at a long-term repayment of his loan. Alex was wondering what he could do and then decided to do something very interesting. He created something called, and you can check this out on Google later, it's called the $1 Million Web Page. So all Alex did was he spent about $50 and created a website. And in the website, he said to anybody who wants, he would give pixels. 1 pixel, $1. You can put your logo, you can put your company details, you can put a video, whatever you want, as long as you're willing to pay $1 for a pixel. And he was willing to sell 1 million pixels. Within 4 years, between 2005 and 2009, Alex made $1.2 million just by investing $50 and creating a website where he created an opportunity for hundreds of entrepreneurs, hundreds of businessmen, and in the process, he made $1 million. He, of course, decided that making money through these interesting ideas could be even worthwhile, that he decided not even to, go through his university education. My last story is about a person called Nick Vujicic. You may have seen him, the man with no arms, no legs. And when he was born without arms and legs. And when he was 8 years old, he virtually fought with God Almighty. He said, why did he create me like this? I would never do anything good. I wouldn't get a job. I wouldn't get married. I wouldn't be able to make money. I wouldn't be a normal human being. But something reminded him. He had a miraculous transformation. God spoke to him in a very spiritual way and said, you are the miracle. What you are is what you are. And if you can make the best of it, you can succeed. He still doesn't have arms and legs. So the miracle was not about growing arms and legs. But what he saw was a reframing of his perspective. He was able to see a difference. And as a result, today when you fast forward, Nick is in his 30s. He is one of the coolest millionaires in the world. He makes money by going and inspiring people that even if you don't have arms and legs, you can still be successful, still be motivational, still be inspirational, and still do everything that you want to do. We saw in Dr. Abed's presentation the powerful story, life story of Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now here's the opposite end. Arnold had the arms and the legs to become one of the world's best. Nick Vujicic, on the other hand, did not have arms, did not have legs, but all he had was a passion, a vision to do something remarkable. Today, if you have to call Nick to speak at RK University, guess how much money Nick is going to charge you? He charges a cool $250,000 for 1 hour of his appearance. He comes without his arms and legs. He will jump onto the table and then talk to your students for 1 hour, and he will make $250,000. When he was a little boy of 8 years, when he fought with God Almighty, he asked another question: will I ever get married? Nick is married to one of the most beautiful women on the planet, without arms, without legs, and he's a proud father of not one, not two, but 3 beautiful children. Friends, the message is very simple. Whether you're a 15-year-old teenager, whether you're a person with no arms and no legs, whether you're an aspiring university student who doesn't have money to pay your fees, or whether you're an 8-year-old kid playing with toys, it doesn't matter. We live in a world of abundance. What is this abundance? The abundance is the human endurance. The abundance is the power of human ideas. The abundance is the power to power your talents. The abundance is what you want to do with your life. And if you look at it from the Indian context, we now know of a number of millionaires and billionaires in the last 10 to 15 years who have created what we call unicorn companies. Unicorn companies are companies born out of a simple idea, which go on to become billion-dollar ventures, either through private equity or through capital or through venture capital, whatever, but they all become successful. Now, what do you need in order to become these entrepreneurs? And I think, as Mr. Gautam rightly said, there's a huge shift in the mindset of people. In our days, after you finish college, you have to go and get a job. And you not only have to get a job, you have to be in that job for the rest of your life. That's what my dad did. He started and ended his entire life career in one company. Those were those days. But today, people are talking different things. My own children, 2 of them have become entrepreneurs, one in India and one in Canada. They don't want to work for somebody else. They want to provide jobs to others. So I think there is a huge shift in the mindset of youngsters. Number 2, there's a great world of opportunity waiting to be tapped. You just have to power yourself with the power of ideas, and institutions and structures like the Talents of Endearment is one way by which you can realize your potential, realize your dream. What does this do for you? As Dr. Abid said, it helps you to find your purpose. It helps you to find your passion. It helps you to pursue your passion. It also helps you to pursue your progress through the right structures and the right frameworks. I want to end this with another very important factor. During this pandemic, a lot of us got challenged in different ways. You had people who lost their jobs. You had people who were affected by the pandemic. You had industries that had to be completely transformed. And during all this, the World Economic Forum was looking at some very important competencies that are required for survival and thriving in a pandemic world. They looked at 6 critical intelligences. And I want to share them for the benefit of all our youngsters, and I'm sure there are also faculty members listening. Number 1 is contextual intelligence. Contextual intelligence is the power to filter through all the fake news, all the negative news, and look for all the bustling opportunities lying, waiting to be tapped. Contextual. I'll give you one statistic to prove that. Would you believe me if I tell you that the number of people who died, that's a large number that died, so let's respect them, and yes, it happened. But would you believe me if I tell you that deaths from COVID is the 42nd cause of death in the world, which means there are 41 other things that are killing more people than COVID. But what do we hear? So many people died here, so many people died there. COVID, COVID, COVID. There's a paranoia and a phobia that's created by the media. So you need to understand the context. You need to understand what is real, what is relevant, what is reliable, and then look at the right opportunities to tap into. There's a company in Fuji called Fujifilm. I mean, a Japanese company called Fujifilm. They were in the traditional business of films. And then they decided that's not going to pay them because of this new challenges. So they started investing into ventilators. They started looking at other kinds of healthcare and wellness products. So today, Fujifilm is no longer a film company. It's a multi-portfolio company. So whether you're a company, whether you're an individual, you need to understand the context, take the intelligence from that, and then look for those opportunities. The second one, extremely critical for all of us, especially for you youngsters, is moral and ethical intelligence. Today, we live in a world which is transparent. Everybody knows everything else the other person does. So there's no point in playing dishonest, untruthful things, which I'm sorry to say a lot of our politicians do across the world. The best thing to do is walk the talk and talk the walk. Always ethical, always honest, always morally upright. You can become a very successful business person, entrepreneur. The third thing is social and emotional intelligence. Now, Professor Amit spoke about that. He said, he not only give you technical skills, we also give you soft skills. In fact, today there's a new connotation for soft skills. People call them life skills. People call them smart skills. And one of the key smart skills or soft skills that you can master is social and emotional intelligence. The ability to handle your feelings and the ability to respect others' feelings and to manage relationships. The next intelligence is called generative intelligence, which is all about ideas. As a budding entrepreneur, you need to generate ideas. You need to be innovative. You need to be creative. You need to think like a design thinker. And that's where programs like Talents of Endearment come in and they provoke you to think. They provoke you to be creative, provoke you to think innovatively and come with live solutions. So that's the fourth one. The fifth one, as all of us would agree, is technical and digital skills. So it doesn't mean that all of us have to become coders and algorithm writers, but whether you're doing a university degree for a job, whether you're doing a university degree for an entrepreneurial venture, you need to have the technical savviness to understand how technology, digital, is applied in your particular business, your particular industry. And last but not the least is transformational intelligence. What is transformational intelligence? The micro decisions that you take today to invest in your life, in your career, in your entrepreneurship venture, in your business, can transform yourself, your family, your community, your village, your town, your state, your nation, and of course the world. And if a 15-year-old Gitanjali Rao can do it, if a 30-year-old armless Nick Vujicic can do it, if a person who didn't have money to pay his university fees. Andrew too could do it. If Ryan could do it just 8 years old, I'm sure each one of us could do that. So I think the world is full of opportunities. Don't get carried away by what the media says. That's just 20% of the truth. There's a wonderful world waiting outside to be tapped. And if you have the mindset, invest in your life, invest in your career, invest in your future, decide what you want to do, be a disruptor. And as Dr. Abbott said, let me give you the exact quotation what Steve Jobs said. It's the crazy ones who believe who can change the world, who actually do. So each one of us are required to have a certain element of craziness, a craziness to change the world. And trust me, it's these crazy people who will continue to change the world. The Gitanjalis, the Nikujiciks, the Andrew Tools, and of course the Ryans. And I want each one of you, every single student here, to be one of them. You be yourself. Tomorrow when I speak in another forum, I should be quoting your name and saying, hey, here was this student from RK University who did this remarkable idea, and look where he is today. It's not about making money, friends. It's about making an impact. It's about making a difference. And I wish everyone the very best, and I'm sure each one of you will excel in whatever you do. Good luck, and God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Abraham.
Gautam, 1 second, please. Before you carry on, Gautam, there is a couple of polls that I want to present to the audience. If I may, I just transfer the floor to you. Please join us with this poll. How hopeful are you of your own future? Please do participate, all of you. Okay, what we've got, 53% 5-star, and well, it's changing. All right, I'm going to show the results to everybody. So let's bring up the 5-star guys. All right, so 58% of the students participated, or the people that participated, positive 5-star, 32% 4-star, and 10% 3-star. The next question I want to ask is, how likely do you think it is that you will find the job of your dream once you graduate college? Please, everyone, make sure you participate. This is just for us to measure how we can help you. So 36%. Okay, it's more votes coming in. I'm glad none of us is voting for Donald Trump, I hope. All right, 36%, 5-star, 4-star, 30%, 28%, or 27% is the 3 stars, 1 star, 2%, 2 stars, 4%. Now, what Talents of Endearment actually will help is basically make all, God willingly, is 5-star. I hand the floor to you back, Gautam.
Thank you, Abid. And thank you very much, Dr. Abraham. That was inspiring, it was passionate, it was marvelous. And it was lovely to hear the stories of 8-year-olds and 15-year-olds and legless and handless people who have been able to achieve what not many whole people, for lack of a better word, will be able to achieve. Thank you very much. I want to come back to Dr. Baidas. Abed, they say that workplace skills of the future will include necessarily that youth be coached and inculcate creativity, self-awareness, cultural intelligence. As a little different from what Dr. Abraham talked about social intelligence and generative intelligence. Creativity, self-awareness, and cultural intelligence. Is the Talents of Endearment program designed to actually inculcate these skills in students? Over to you, Dr. Baidas.
Thank you, Gautam. Thank you so much, Master Dr. Christopher, because you are always my master and I always learn from you, especially the stories that escapes me. You managed to pick them up somehow. I got to tap into your resources of all of this abundance. Like what you said, Gautam, we don't hang up in the air. We like to land everything to the ground. Make sure we're walking the talk, and make sure that students participating with our program are actually feeling the sensation from day one, how they can be accomplished and what they're going to do. And this is what we wanted to work with RK University, and we are pleased to do this. In support of the students participating in this project, we have a special community created on our platform. We will share it with RK University, and all the students of RK will be actually invited to take part of this, what we call discovering your community. Remember, we talked about discovering aspirations, what people likes and not. We actually going to help you start that journey. Put your feet on the ground. Things that you might have missed in the past years, in the past few years of your life, or in the confusion and the disarrays that we are all going through today, unfortunately. So this project is going to start it with on a special community of our RK universities to participate in this, and we're going to send you those invitations. Please make sure you join it. It's complimentary. This is our support to you. And what we have done is creating a journey for the students in order that what we talked about early on, how to bring it to the ground, how this aspirations they discover of people could become a real opportunity for their future. And this is where we talk about the what we have done and accomplished in our life. And I'd like to share this video of where next after this project is available to our students. This is how we helped the students in the past who participated in our program.
This workshop was different from any other workshop I have attended before. It was crazy in a fun way, innovative, and I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Few days I've had an incredible experience. I learned a lot about attitude, about behavior, definitely about the values that are the most important to community, and I've learned to direct my thinking into a way that is beneficial to all.
The workshop was very insightful and has motivated me to look at things in a different perspective and start my own initiative.
It was an amazing experience, an eye-opening one for me for sure. I learned so much about myself. I learned so much about branding and how to be unique in the marketing world. And every day I learned something new. Like it's a topic that I was never interested in, but now it has piqued my interest, and I'm so motivated to come up with a brand in the future.
Sessions and projects that was quite fun. It was very interactive. The overall experience was quite good.
had an amazing, fun journey with this workshop and such an inspirational and unique life experience that I'll never forget. I've learned a lot about life, branding, and most importantly, how to engage with people and win their hearts, and how important is it for my personal and career life.
Backgrounds with a little bit of collaboration and brainstorming can get so many brilliant ideas. My gratefulness for Dr. Abed and his board of trustees for the fact that they believed in our rock abilities and worked on defining them and guiding us. For the fact that they engraved their wisdom in our hearts before our brains, finding the real meaning of endearment. I was nowhere near understanding the size of branding and understanding the power of endearment, and they changed that in the course of 4 days. I would like to express my gratitude to everyone who participated in this workshop, which was a source of inspiration to all of us. And I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Abed because he has contributed to enhancing our self confidence and sharpening our interactive and innovative skills. This workshop was a real great opportunity to everyone. It's such a great, memorable experience that no one could ever forget. I'm really thankful to attend this workshop, and thank you is just never enough. Thank you.
And Gautam, this is exactly the kind of experience that we create for students. We help them create for themselves and enjoying the journey and every minute of it. The next, we're working on the sessions, lead with Endearment Career Lab. The next one is going to be coming up on January the 21st through the 22nd. It's for 33 days virtual journey to jumpstart your career. And this is the link that you have it. Once we finish on the handouts area, you're going to get available the links available so you can access them. Check them out and check the information. I'm going to be myself, Dr. Christopher Gautam, and myself, and Dr. Nabil Qadi. We're going to be your mentors in the project. And we're encouraging everybody to participate. And the reason why you need to participate, because it's a lifetime subscription. It's a lifetime support that you're going to be getting for yourself. It's normally $300, but because of our relationship with RK University, it's $150 per student, introductory. And now if you register before the 25th of December, you get a 20% bonus of $20 instead of the $150. Until between the 26th and the 5th of January, it's $135 and $150 after the 5th of January. It's a lifetime support. Okay. This is the biggest investment. It's the smallest amount of the biggest investment you'll ever make in your life, because as long as you grow, wherever steps you are making, you're going to be getting the online community help and the scalable, the continuous learning curve that will never leave you. Every bit of your way as you grow old, as you grow in the ranks, hopefully as high as you want to be, that support will continue to be with you. It's a lifetime, because what we aiming here is to help you be the hope of our future. With that community support, it's endless how we can be able to collaborate with you. Also, on the 23rd of December, we have a town hall meeting that we're going to give a full orientation on this program. Please make sure you sign into it and participate to listen, ask your questions. You want to invite your parents, you're more than welcome to do so. faculties, we invite you also to participate, invite others, because it's an experience that we really want to bring to the world. It is nonstop. And this is one thing that the Talents of Endearment will help the students to do. It's not only that once you take the project, complete the program in the 33 days, it stops. We're also going to help you demonstrate your exceptional abilities to the world, where you will have a chance with employers, future employers, international companies, other universities that could actually tap into you, and will also show you the opportunities of how to create, to attract angel investors, how to really set your career into a startup opportunities of your dream. And that's exactly what Talents of Endearment is about. It's not only to help students find best jobs possible, but also to be able to start up their own career opportunities, their own businesses, to become the entrepreneurs of the future, like Dr. Christopher has been talking about. It doesn't, you don't have to be a multimillionaire or a rich kid to make it happen. You could be a poorest kid in the world and still be able to make it happen, only if you have the roadmap how to make it happen. And Talents of Endearment will help every single student to make that happen. And we are proud of working with RK University. We're proud of having this opportunity to be a part of you, because every student we talk to, when I talk to my P personally, I see my future. But I want to help our future to be designed by you, not by somebody else is telling you what you should be and what you should not be. You have to make that decision, because you're going to bring the better opportunities for all of us to grow. That's the hope we have in you. Thank you, Chris. Good time.
Thank you, Abid. Let me just accept the camera. You know, we've had 124 students and faculty here today through this webinar. And it's absolutely delightful to have so many people interested in the program. Before I turn to all the panelists individually for their concluding remarks, I'd like to turn to Dr. Amit Lathigara one last time and ask, do you think the Talents of Endearment program, its approach, what it promises through personal branding for students, etc., would have value in your academic process? And do you see that it could distract, in a sense, your students from the ongoing academic process in a manner that may be detrimental? How do you see it, Dr. Lathigara? I pass the mic to you.
Dr. Amit, just transferred it. Okay, the floor is yours. Dr. Amit, can you hear me?
Right. May I then turn to Dr. Abraham after his very inspiring talk on social intelligence, etc., and ask a question that has been on my mind quite a bit. Dr. Abraham, is there change coming in higher education in terms of what is being taught and how it is being taught? I pass the mic to you, Dr. Abraham.
Okay, hold on. And then we might come back to Dr. Amit if he's connecting back.
Sure.
Okay, here's Dr. Amit is coming on. Can we back keep it?
Yeah, I think we'll finish with Dr. Amit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Amit, we missed you for a minute there.
Yeah.
Did you hear my question?
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Very well.
of course, I'm seeing personally value in this program, and as you mentioned about our academic planning, then surely it will not distract any of the ongoing academic activities. So I'm personally seeing a lots of benefit out of this.
Right. That's wonderful. And we're really happy to have more than 124 students and faculty. And we thank you for this opportunity to present this program to you. May I now request Dr. Abraham? Dr. Abraham, did you hear my question? Then we'll pass the mic on to you.
I did.
Lovely.
And my answer would be very simple. Institutions like RK, like SP Jain, we have to be forward thinking. We have to be futuristic, which is two dimensions. So one is what the market demands. So I gave you the 6 intelligences identified by the World Economic Forum. I gave you the world of abundance. So the question to institutions like ours, RK, SP Jain, whoever, is how do we prepare our students for that kind of an opportunity, that kind of a world of abundance? And the answer was partially answered by Dr. Amit when he spoke. He spoke about providing the technical skills and the soft skills. And my answer would definitely validate exactly that, along with one more thing, which is the dimension of digital coming into the picture. So we are moving into an era of what we call smart intelligence. What is smart intelligence? The power of human wisdom, the power of collective human wisdom, along with the power of artificial intelligence or machine intelligence. So we are talking about moving to a world where students, future entrepreneurs, future business owners, future professionals are looking at capitalizing on their technical skills, their human skills, and their conceptual skills, working in tandem with highly sophisticated technologies, wherever you're in the world. Because today the world is becoming disrupted, industry after industry, through these cutting-edge technologies. And our students need to be exposed to the technologies. They also need to be trained to be more human, to be more wise, and to become a combination of using technology and human. So the future will belong to people who remain human, deeply human, at the same time, absolutely savvy with technology. And so organizations, institutions, we need to prepare students with these multiple factors.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Baidas, would you like to make some comments
before we do? Can we? There are a couple of questions that are being asked by the students, or
one is a student, one is the professor.
All right. Who would like to take those questions? To answer those questions?
I'm okay with
why don't you, Dr. Abraham?
Yeah. So I'm going to answer Dr. Ketki Wag's question, which is, for any idea or brand, the biggest hindrance is funding. How can young aspirants keep up with the ups and downs in business during unstable financial condition? Very important, very critical, very pertinent question. A lot of youngsters have ideas, and a lot of us are looking for the right kind of funding, the right kind of financing, the right kind of investment support. Where do we get them? And the answer is not as simple, but I'd like to throw some interesting options. Now, conventional banking, very sorry to say, probably not the best option for various reasons, right and wrong. Well, they don't look at us, the young budding entrepreneurs, as I myself am an entrepreneur. I run a small setup back in South India. So I know the kind of pains that an entrepreneur goes through for looking for funding. So where do we look for funding? Now, if you have a bright idea, there are a lot of online portals where these ideas can be posted. And these ideas are being looked at by venture capitalists and unicorn investors, people who want to invest, companies like SoftBank. And today, the good news is that India is on the radar, thanks to the likes of Ola, thanks to the likes of, Oyo. We have some very interesting Paytm, there are many, many interesting startup billionaire companies, Flipkart, I can go on, right? And these companies have shown the world that we are rock stars when it comes to business ideas. The other interesting thing that's happened is because of the recognition of Indian talent across the world. So there is a recognition. So one is online portals, venture capitalists, private equity. And here's my fourth idea, which is as simple as anything: crowdfunding. crowd financing, crowdfunding. So you have an idea, there are hundreds of crowdfunding or crowdsourcing sites which will be happy to take in your idea. Your idea is posted there, and there are hundreds, if not thousands, of investors looking to invest in these ideas. And these investments could be as little as $100 to as high as $1 million, depending on the intensity. And the website charges you, once the investment is made, they charge about 1 to 2% of the fee which they take, and the rest of it comes to you. So today the world is full of opportunities. In our days, we had dearth of opportunities. The only source we could have is the banks, or we have to go to IPOs. But today, there's so many opportunities available. There are a lot of pitch contests available in many parts of the world, including, I'm sure, in Gujarat. Gujarat itself is a very thriving, bustling, business ecosystem. Some of the best Indian businessmen come from Gujarat. We call it, the Gujarati entrepreneurial mindset. So I don't see any dearth of opportunities. Conventional funding, obviously, is a huge deterrent, is a huge bottleneck. But there are so many non-traditional finance opportunities we can explore, and I'm sure our students will be able to get very good breakthroughs. So thank you, Dr. Ketki, for that question.
Okay, I would like to second you on the what you just commented, Dr. Christopher, and I agree with you. Crowdfunding is the option, and this is one of the things that when you go through the Talents of Endearment program in your presentation, we have the opportunities for angel investors. The different ideas that you will develop during the course is how to get it funding and how to get it started. And we have the incubator, which is the Talents of Endearment that you'll be working on. And then we have the accelerator as we go on later. So you develop, you discover the idea, build the concept, and then build it, grow with it later after you design it. And what I'd like to take the second question, I think it's a student.
It's a student.
I'm sorry, today why we students are prepared to achieve good marks and percentages rather than having abilities and wide vision of understanding outer world problems. Because like we said earlier, most of education around the world today, and please, with all due respect to all educators in here, are focused on what was, not even close to what is today and what is not, but mostly they are designed around testing how much you are able to memorize. Today, Google actually provide you all the resources, all the analysis, all the designs of how to, whatever you might learn at schools, you can actually pick it up on the internet through Google, okay? Or Dr. Google, I like to call it. What is missing here is how the mentorship, the genuine mentorship that educators today, they really need to accept the reality. Now, education isn't about how much I teach, but rather how much I guide. So we need to shift from being teachers to mentors, to guides, to those students, and allow students the freedom of choice, restrict resources, restrict space, and let's unleash those students to their open wide imagination. They will do wonders. And years ago, I taught a master class. And when I walked into the class, it was in media, okay? Media planning, buying, and management. And what we did during that class, I walked in, I had no books, nothing, except my good looks, okay? I've got the brains, you've got the looks, let's make lots of money. That's the song. So when I walked in there, I was just telling everybody, started introducing myself and getting to know the students. One student raised their hand and says, "Sir," he says, "What?" He says, "Aren't you going to give us a syllabus?" I said, "Sure, in a minute." I had no intention of giving a syllabus because I don't believe in cutting trees just to give you one piece of paper. A few minutes later, the same student raises his hand again and says, "Sir," I says, "What?" I know what is bugging him. They are all in front of a scene that they are not accustomed to. He said, are you going to give us a syllabus? And then I asked him, "Why do you need a syllabus?" This is because I want to see how I'm going to pass the class. I said, "Is that all what you're here for? Just to pass the class?" He says, "I want to benefit, but I really want to know how to pass the class." So I asked this question to the students why they are in the class. It wasn't surprising to me that they all wanted to raise their grades. They took this an option, whatever reasons are. And it says, let's have an unwritten agreement between us and keep it a secret. From day one, from semester day one to the end, I will not give you a piece of paper and you will not give me a piece of paper. These are 3 suggested references. Honestly, don't buy them because I'm not going to go by the book. I go by the field. Now, I had 13 students. They were all media people, directors, TV directors, press writers working for newspapers, magazines, and the likes, TV hosts, even. So, and I says, from day one to the end, I will not give you one. And these are the books, don't buy them. And I promise you, you just follow what I guide you, and every single one of you will get the marks that they want. Crazy idea, crazy introduction, but that hit it hard. And actually, those students excelled so high that the director had a TV show produced, branded. That Jordan Television actually went into production of this show that was produced during the program semester. Other guys, he was an owner of a newspaper in Iraq, and he had the same opportunities that he built the brand value of the newspaper opportunity and sold it for a lot of money. So what you really need to do is break away from don't limit yourself with the books. They are good. They're good at some points as a reference, but they are not solid foundation for how to really build your career. And we are working on that with education. And one of the ways we are balancing between what you are going through in college and what you are asking to do is the reason why we brought Talents of Endearment. Is an enhancer. This is what's going to make up for what you are missing in college, hopefully. And let me close with the remarks in there. Stop looking at what everybody else is doing or not doing, and focus on what you are. You're not a copy machine. Be the original. I don't have the body of Arnold Schwarzenegger, because if I did, I wouldn't be talking to you today. Okay? But what you need to do is how to be the dream maker that Arnold Schwarzenegger made of himself. Remember, if you put all your energy into grades and diplomas, you are almost certainly not focusing enough on what really matters. Skills and the ability to continue updating them throughout your career is what really matters. And this is why when we designed Talents of Endearment, we created that lifelong support to make sure that you have that long journey to continually update yourself. So you are never outdated. You are never being replaced. Remember, if something you're going to do today is replaceable tomorrow, either don't do it or look at how you can fix it now before it's too late. And that's why we created Talents of Endearment, how you become that journey pursuer. And to be successful in any area in life, you need to have the right attitude, which means you have to approach any task or job with determination, tenacity, and above all, plenty of enthusiasm. I have the enthusiasm today to talk to you because I see you to be my future. That's my purpose. I'm talking to you to build my future, create my future, the future for my grandchildren, and grandchildren's when I am departed out of this world. Degrees, your degree is great. It's nice to have because it shows some ability that you're able to do something. You have some abilities. That is not enough in a competitive world because your competition is in your class. They're going to be after the job that you're going to be pursuing tomorrow, if that's what you're going to count on. What you really need to do is create a different path, a journey to the future, a future that you are a game changer. That's what you need to think, and that's what we will help you to do. School isn't required to build your passion. It is you who builds your passion. It is your mindset. Whatever answer you may have now will impact your career for the rest of your life. With this, I close. Thank you. And Gautam, I bring the floor back to you for the Dr. Emmett closing remarks and Dr. Christopher closing.
Thank you. Thank you, Abid. Let me turn to Dr. Amit Latigara for his concluding remarks on what I've enjoyed hugely as a very interesting session. Dr. Latigara, I pass the mic to you.
So, with this, first of all, I am thankful to all the panelists and special thanks to Dr. Mustafa Sasa, Board of Directors, Identity Branding, and member of governing body at RK University for providing a wonderful platform for all our students. And as a concluding remarks, again, I'm putting much stress on that lifelong learning part. Don't ever leave learning because life always teaches us a new things. So that's it from my side. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. That was succinct and very, very powerful. May I pass the mic to Dr. Christopher Abraham now for his concluding remarks?
Sure.
Before I
Thank
make
you
my
very
own.
much.
The mic's yours, Dr. Abraham.
Thank you very much. And of course, we all learned a lot of things from each other. And I'm thankful that we had such an enthusiastic audience waiting to listen to us. My only simple last comment would be to add to what Dr. Amit said, learn, unlearn, relearn. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And that step can be taken today. So today you've been exposed to a world of opportunities, a world of ideas, a world of abundance. Start that simple step today. How can I make a difference? How can I make an impact? How can I create something which is relevant for me, my family, my community, and for the world at large? And each one of us, with all the examples I gave you, all simple people, ordinary people, not money, but what they had was the power and the passion to pursue their purpose. So wish everyone the very best. Good luck and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Abraham.
Thank you, Gautam. If I may take the floor for a
Please, thank
second
you.
here, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank especially our students that who had the time or made the time to be with us today because this is exceptional. I had exceptional experience at this session because we know that we are in our efforts to make it to make a change or to bring a change or to introduce a change has successfully been made. And we really look forward to seeing all of the students participating in the project that we're going to be providing information to RK University in that community of RK University on the platform, and to see how we can actually push the future forward put it on a fast track. That's what we really need to do. Before we depart, I want to ask again for more questions, polls, if possible. And the first questions basically is, did you find this webinar helpful? Please do let us know because we always try to make the best in everything we do. Okay. 76%, they thought it is. 4.7 is the rating that we have. The second question that I have, this is the question. What help do you think you need to future-proof your career? This is you write your comments on it. Anybody's going to participate in this one? Great. Wonderful answers. Wonderful. Next question. Please rate this session. Okay, the last question. Please rate us good. We tried hard. I think we're doing fine, Dr. Christopher, Dr. Emmett, and Gautam. Wonderful opportunity. Now, before we go, anybody has a question, a comment, please share it with us. Thank you, Ashraf. Thank you, everybody. And before we part away, this is only a start. This is not the end. And we are on to a lot of good things, hopefully with RK University. Very aggressively, they are working to really make things better. And they're working very hard to join hands with institutions like ours around the world to bring the best for its students. They deserve an applaud. And thank you, Dr. Emmett. Thank you, Dr. Christopher. And thank you, Gautam, for the hard work that you put to make this exciting kind of dialogue for all of us. Please stay safe, stay positive, and stay productive. Stay safe. Wear your mask, and don't listen to Donald Trump. Thank you so much.
Thank you all, especially Dr. Amit. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
Everyone. Thank you.
By the way, before we go, the soon we hang up, you're gonna receive a handouts with the material, the links for our upcoming events, and please take them. You'll also find you'll fill your blank form that that will help you see your future and how he really wants to go about it. We thought today to leave you with those remarks. Thank you and take good care of yourself. God bless. Good luck.